I'm Phyllis from the Doll Corner, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to show you some more of my quilt that I've been working on. But before we get into it, please subscribe, touch the bell to be notified when my next video is out. And be sure and check out my Etsy shop for my basic doll patterns. It's very helpful if you want to make some doll clothes. And you can be your own designer and you have the basic patterns. So there's all kinds of them in here. And the link will be below. So this quilt, if you've been watching my videos, you'll see that I've been making all kinds of different scraps up into blocks. And I got the first row all quilted. And I'm adding the next row on. And I'll show you how I do that. I have 4 blocks for each row and a border. Well, and a little border on the outside. So how I add it on, I take, I don't have that thin, very even. I try to make sure I line my rows up so that and I have a border here. I haven't got this piece on here yet, but that's all right. That'll come. I take and I line it up here. And I check here. And I fold this back to make sure I'm getting this even. And then I pin it. And then I go to the next row here, making sure it's lining up. Making sure it's lining up like that. And I pin it. And then I sew it. I have sewn it all the way across here. I got too much quilt here for the space I have, but anyway. Then I need to add my next row of batting. And being I'm using pieces here, I just use my triple zigzag stitch to attach it. And then I attach my lining to my back of my quilt. And I just line it up and sew it up. And of course the back is what I have around here too, so I'm not. And then I will take it out to my island in my kitchen. And I will tape the backing to my island. Pull it out and stretch it out and smooth it out. And when I have it all smooth, and it's fairly tight, then I give this batting a quick little spray of glue and put it down and smooth it all like this. And if you do get a wrinkle or something in it, you can take it off and start again. And just smooth it out like that. And then when I have it nice and smooth, I take and give it the top of the batting, a little spray. Doesn't take much spray. And then I bring this row down on top. And when I get it nice and well smoothed out and everything, I will put some pins, not very many, the odd pin here and there, just to make sure it doesn't slip on me. And that way I only have 16, maybe 20 inches of quilt to be working with. This it's already quilted, so I kind of forget about that. I just make sure I try to have something to rest that on. I quite often use my ironing board. I have 2 ironing boards, and I'll have one on one side of my table and one on the other, and that way it holds it up. And I can get them the same height as my sewing table. And then I go to my next row. And I'll do the same thing. Now you've probably seen most of these blocks, but there may be the odd one you haven't seen. And then I will add this row, making sure my lines are lining up. And that's my 3rd row. And this is my 4th row. And this block, you maybe remember, if you've watched how I had this one in the going the wrong way. I had this going out here, so I picked it all out and re-sewed it so that my block going the right direction. And this was the other 2 blocks I have for this. And then I have row 5, and there's 5 rows to it. And my border is little pieces of fabric that I sew together and for borders. And this, I have a white edge, and it will be trimmed back probably to maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches, depending on how straight my quilt is when I go to, and I'm going to put, I think I have enough, I'm almost certain, of this fabric for a border or for a binding. So that's what I'll use for the binding. So I think that should look all right. So that's what I'm working on, and it's been kind of fun putting it all together and all the different blocks and using up scraps and pieces. So I won't have had to buy anything for this quilt. I've got pieces of batting that I have, and I'll just stitch those together. They're fairly big pieces, so they're not tiny little pieces, but so I think it's coming together pretty good. I'll show you it after I finish it now. So be sure and subscribe. And for my doll pattern book, be sure and check it out in my Etsy shop. And as I think I said in the beginning, if you want a copy, a solid copy and a book made up like this, if you just email me at dollfashion77@gmail.com, I'll have one printed up for you and send it out to you. Of course, there'll be shipping and handling on it as well, which will probably be less than $15 for the shipping and handling. The postage is a little crazy, but especially, anyway, it is what it is. So, but if you'd like it, be sure and let me know. And my ebook is on my Etsy shop, and you can just download it and print it off yourself, and then you can have it that way. And I do have a free doll bonnet pattern. If you email me, I will send you that pattern as well. So I appreciate you watching me, and be sure and subscribe and follow me on Instagram and keep track of what I'm up to. And as I said, I'll be doing some dolls before too long again. And thanks for watching. Bye now.